everyone, welcome back to Beach Angel Tarot. I'm going to do my July readings for my YouTube channel, and I'm going to start with what is your love story. I'm pretty sure it's going to just be for the month of July. I'm a little bit late. I think this is July 3rd. Happy 4th of July to everyone. And then we're going to do an angel reading and my Yemaya reading. So I am a little bit late, but better late than never, right? We're going to dive in and see what comes up from Spirit for our love story for the month of July. Now, last time I did it, I think it went from May 1st to June 21st for whatever the reason. But as of right now, as I'm sitting here consciously tapping in, I feel like it's going to be just for the month of July. But in the angel reading I did last month, it kind of unfolded that the time span was up until summer. So we'll see. We'll just let it open. If I change the description or the title, you'll know. So that's my intention, is to do it just for the month of July. But let's dive in and see, take a look at the energies. And we're going to start this What's Your Love Story with a guardian angel card, looking for a message or asking for a message from the specific person or the person that you are coming to this reading with in mind, to you. So we're tapping into that energy. God and the angels, Archangel Michael, to guide and protect our time and space together. What message wants to come to everyone from that person's higher self's energy? And listen, I love it when they fall. And we're going to just take a look. Here, I'm going to put the rest back. The message. And the card that fell is Relax, which I love seeing that too. And it says, there is plenty of time to do and achieve all that you desire. Place your hands gently on your heart and allow your breath to guide you to a quiet space within. Imagine yourself bathed in golden light, flowing from the eternal heart of God. I, your guardian angel, am with you. Allow me into your heart. You will accomplish more by focusing on that which is most important in life, and that is love. So I'm just going to hold it up here for everyone to tap into the message for yourself. So that is the message coming to us from your person's higher self. Their message to us is to relax. And it gave me that feeling of time too, and it says it in the first sentence. I went back to read. There's plenty of time to do and achieve all you desire. Relax. So there could be like a sense of frustration or impatience is the word that you may be experiencing, and feeling like time is slipping by. You don't have enough time. And I don't want to get into the whole time thing, but time is, believe me, I've been in that energy of impatience in the past myself. But not to get hung up on the perceived time that it's taking, right? And to just kind of relax into the now moment is another message I'm getting from this card for everybody. So let's see what comes up for the reading itself. And if you would like your own personal private reading, I'll put the information below. My intention is to open my Etsy shop so you can purchase that way before I post this. But if that doesn't happen, I will put in the description how to purchase it through me outside of Etsy. This one wanted to be seen before I got done, and it's Serendipity. Looks like an amusement park kind of thing. And we see the word home down here. So there may be a serendipitous type of a moment close to your home or where you live, or something that takes you back, and your energy, like if you're not at where your home is. So there's a sense of, also for me, right there was as a sense of nostalgia. Okay, they're saying no. And this deck is by Kathleen Nichols. It's a self-created deck, which I love this deck, and I especially love it for this. Well, I created this spread around this deck to do. So the first one is who you are in your love story, what energy surrounds you, who this represents you and your energy right now. That's so funny. It's serendipity. So it can be that you may be feeling nostalgia for home. And it's interesting, this merry-go-round is kind of like pulling to this, or it's bending to it, towards it. And the tree is bending towards it. And there's a little bird. I've never taken so much notice of all the details on this card. Little bird in the tree up there. So you may be feeling a pull towards something that you equate to the feeling of home. And no matter where you're at. So if you're not, where you were raised and born and what feels the most comfortable home that you've had, you may be feeling a nostalgic pull towards that familiar feeling of home. I don't see anything else there. But I just feel that like natural pull towards that. I mean, we're not really focusing so much on the word serendipity, but because it felt nostalgic to me when it fell out of the deck. So I'm going to stay with that first feeling that kind of came to me. Serendipity to me is sort of like a happy accident too. So you could have a moment around where you live that feels that way too. For some reason it's coming up, but it's just like a natural pull or tendency towards something right now that feels like home, that feels nostalgic, something kind of pulling you in a I feel like in a fascinating kind of way, like you're fascinated with something and it's pulling on your energy. Let's put it that way. It's pulling on your energy. You may not know why. This feels very, I'm going to say the word unconscious, not quite conscious of being, I feel almost like a sense of being mesmerized or magnetized. Yeah, because look how they're kind of like pulling this thing that's whirling around, this feeling. This would represent a feeling of home that's kind of whirling and spinning. And we're looking at love life. And so this can be the person's energy whirling and spinning and pulling you in. Or you're getting pulled into their energy or pulled into a feeling they're emitting off of them, or you them, because we want to liken this to the messages for love life as well. So just keep that in mind. So there's a strong pull into their energetic field, and it's like they're emitting a sense of home to you, perhaps, in the feeling. And it's really whimsical. There's a sense of whimsical. It's like this is all built on just a lot of creativity and beautiful colors. And there's a heart there. There's the sun and color blocks. And, this would be like I don't know what the name of this ride would be, but it's like a swing. I do recall like there would be like a swing, like these people would be sitting in swings and they're just being whirled around. So swings would represent, free energy. Carefree is the word that's coming up. A carefree, fun kind of feeling, whirling in that same type of energy that's kind of attracting your attention, pulling you in, or you're doing that to them, but because this is your energy. So it could be you are kind of emitting that carefree sense of familiarity of home and fun and nostalgia for that safety. And it feels very childlike and innocent in its energy too, because of all the colors and the playful energy here. And you could be emitting and drawing in and inviting in the person that you're speaking about, or thinking about when you came to this reading, or vice versa. There's yours, but we're talking about you, so it could be you are doing that on a more unaware. But if you've been having any of those feelings, you just know that's what is coming from. Where your partner is in the love story, how are they behaving? So their energy right now, and it is thinker. So there's a lot of going on in the mind. It almost reminds me of like King of Swords, a lot of sword energy, obviously. It's like blowing mind, blown mind. Like my mind is blown here. Like I don't know perhaps what to think. They're doing a lot of thinking. They could be doing a lot of overthinking. There could be an explosion of their thoughts, like because it's coming outward. And it can be that you're drawing, because we see this drawing and this is coming out. You could be like a drawing energy. You're drawing out their thoughts. You're drawing out what they're thinking too. But this is their energy, how they're behaving. If they're thinking, they're not perhaps talking so much. They're just gathering their thoughts. But they seem to be a little bit overwhelmed, blown mind kind of feeling here going on with this person in their energy right now. And remember, we're just looking at a snapshot in time. And as far as I intending, this is just for the month of July. So who or what is blocking you from moving to the next chapter in your love story? And we have confidence. So is only your own confidence. Well, it could be the other person's confidence too, of course, or a combined energy of confidence. But confidence is what is blocking you. So this is not a person. This is your own inner confidence. So your own, your own self-concept, your own belief in yourself, your own self-worth, and that all combined to me adds up to that confident feeling of who you are, what you have to offer, and your self-worth and your value. So confidence in yourself is who or what is blocking is yourself and your own confidence. The next chapter, or the previous chapter, what has led up to this moment. So the previous chapter combined, and it is kindred. So again, is that feeling of home, kindred spirits, they're, family, soul family. It's that, recognizable connection energetically, consciously or subconsciously. That is what has led up to now. And we see the bird in the cage, like the door is open. So there may have been a little bit of open communication, or communication may have opened just a little crack there in the recent past that led up to now as well. But the bird is still in the cage, hasn't left the cage. But to me, birds represent messengers, communication, again, mind, thoughts, that kind of thing. And the other bird is right here. So there is like this, one bird is out of the cage and the other. So we don't know if that bird had been in there or if he's waiting and calling. Again, there's a sense of calling out there. Because I'm seeing this bird on top of the roof. And can be that there has been a little bit of trying to call out, or the energy is calling to each other. And you're feeling that, which would represent this pole here that we see whirling around in the swing. Energetic whirlwind that is kind of magnetizing the other. And so it can be that, maybe something actually happened. There was a conversation, some text, or you saw each other, something that triggered, or I'm not sure, triggered, sparked is a good word. My soul sister likes to use the word sparked, which I like that one way better than triggered. Triggered seems to be more of a negative. When you say trigger, it seems more negative than spark. But there is something that has happened in the way of calling out in regards to communication and opening up some more and coming out of being confined, if you will, with each other in the recent past, just a little bit, because they're not both out of this cage. Cage kind of keeps things contained. So since one's out and the other one's in, one's still like, okay, left hanging there, contained a little bit, even though they could escape, they're choosing not to, or they don't realize they can. They may feel safer in this. Sometimes we'll say we're stuck, but we actually feel safer in the stuckness, right? Venturing out there. It's kind of interesting. So that's what led up to now. Where you are, number 5, is where you are in your love story, the present chapter. So where is this present chapter? And it is trust. So, this is whether you're either in the energy of trust or you need to get into, or you are getting into the energy of trust. And so that could be like trepidation is the word that's coming up. There could have been a little bit of something going on here. And you're coming into this feeling, can I trust? Should I trust? So something around trust is coming up for where you are right now. Whether you've gotten into that total energy, okay, I can trust this person, I can trust this situation, I can trust myself when we have that confidence in my knowing, right? In what I feel. That's what's happening. Could be, both people are shown here, so I feel it could be going on for both people in regards to the connection. So you're whirling around in this energy of trust, either fully in it or contemplating it. The next chapter in your love story, if you can overcome card 3, which is your own self-confidence, right? And it is growth. So it's like, sort of like an Empress energy. And for me, Empress energy lately has been the feeling of priority, prioritizing. Empresses are all the queens, and they are the ultimate, and so they are definitely prioritized by others. They prioritize themselves because they simply have to, because they have all the other elements and all the other queens that they have to embody, and so they're very busy as well. So I get that sense of growth in prioritization of self and prioritizing of the relationship or the connection. So that's where you'll go if you have that confidence in yourself and your worth and this connection. And it's not, and they're saying, not saying, but showing, I'm feeling that it's not just confidence in self, but confidence in, they're going back to this. It's like the trust. It's not just, this is a journey of the self, but there's also, when you're in a connection, there is still that other person there to consider. And so it's trusting in the connection, trusting in the other person in the connection. So it's going to be growth in your own confidence, yes, but also growth in the confidence of the connection and trusting that connection. So they wanted to point that out there. So that's where you'll be. To me, again, it's that definite sense of being prioritized by others and self. And when you prioritize yourself, then it's reflected back to you by others. And flowers are also invitations and inviting. And remember, we saw back here that this whirlwind, the serendipitous, free caring energy that you may be emitting, because this was where you are in this love story. So you're emitting this carefree energy that is kind of pulling and attracting. Inviting is the word, because it was taking me back here. So that's kind of like what you're bringing up, you're emitting energetically, and it's pulling the flower towards you, yes, but it's also pulling that growth. It's growing toward you. It's growing toward you, but it's also growing in its sense to prioritize your energy, because it's coming towards you. And it's growing in its ability to prioritize you, and was the word invite. There's the growth of the invitation, the inviting energy. The inviting energy is growing. There's a growth in that invitation, that inviting energy to come towards you. Just by this serendipitous, carefree energy that you're whirling around in your energy field. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That was the next chapter. The end of your love story for this period. And it is Mother. So again, that Empress energy, and it kind of, just reiterating on the feeling of that Empress and that growth and prioritizing. I don't know if this came up in one of the past readings. But is that sense of gestation in that growth. We did see relax because of timing. Some pregnancy takes 9 months, and we're always saying timing, divine timing, blah, blah. But it is to truly trust in in that process, because a baby isn't born, or, a baby isn't created in 3 days and birthed out in 7, right? It takes months. It takes 9 months for that baby to be formed and to grow and to mature enough to be birthed into the world. So, but I do feel this is talking about that prioritizing energy, the Empress, in the sense of being a priority, making oneself a priority, is definitely bringing that energy of being prioritized by the other to you. So that's what it feels like, growing and birthing within you. And it's that confidence in yourself to be able to do that. You are doing this, they're saying. You are, you can feel powerless at times because you feel like maybe the other person has all the power or the control, but you are ultimately the one whose energy is either repelling or drawing towards. And we can see that right now, it's in the process of drawing towards, not repelling. Because if this was whirling around and you were repelling, these trees and the flowers would be bent over going the other way. It would simply be too strong. It would be too overwhelming. But no, it's kind of whirling, but it's attracting. And so in that regard, you are, within yourself, you're growing that ability to be prioritized and to have others prioritize you in their lives and to come towards you. So that is an energy here. So to kind of relax, go with the flow, allow serendipitous moments to happen and occur. This process is happening from within you. Just know that. And so very beautiful energy. I'm going to look at the undercurrent right now for our superpower, and it is loss. It was in reverse, but our superpower is in our ability to process, the past, process any disappointments, loss. Loss is a natural part of life. Yes, it is painful. Yes, it has its time and its place. And to utilize that energy as a superpower right now is important. So everything is transient. Remember that. So it's like the superpower is in remembering that loss occurs, using those losses to inspire us to move forward and to do better and to be better, right? And to go on in honor of the lot of whatever it is that you've lost in the past. So that is our superpower at this time. So angel blessings to everybody, oceans of love, and happy 4th of July as well.